Let's bring in Marc now, former chief of staff to Vice President Mike Pence. Marc, thank you for coming on. What was your initial gut reaction, if you will, or gut-wrenching reaction, I should say, to hearing President Biden talking to Al Roker on the phone, enthusiastically touting that America is back in that Thanksgiving call?
Well, Julia, I think that presidents should be encouraging the American people. And I think despite the new variant in South Africa, it's encouraging that we're coming out of this pandemic. But the reality was that it was the Trump-Pence administration policies that created over 7 million new jobs by getting government off the backs of businesses. And it seems that everything this administration is doing is trying to return to the Obama-era policies of high taxation, high regulation. And meanwhile, you're facing inflation that's the highest it's been in 31 years. And so, as Jim Jordan was just saying in that clip, Americans are feeling it, but especially middle-class Americans who are the ones who have to drive to work and pay higher gas prices and pay the grocery bills they get by meal to meal. And so they're having a higher and higher cost of living while you're trying to come out of this pandemic, because this administration is doing nothing but continuing to spend like drunken sailors American taxpayer dollars, which causes inflation.
Right. I have no problem with drunken sailors, but I certainly I have a problem with the spending and inflation. I speak from experience when I say that. There are millions of Americans that are getting left behind. They're struggling with their finances thanks to the runaway inflation and supply shortages. I mean, we were just talking about Christmas trees in shortage. People are running out of Christmas trees, for God's sakes, before Thanksgiving. But, the spike in prices from gasoline to groceries, it's roiling the economy. The president's policies are showing no sign of having any impact. I want you to look at this NPR Marist poll of the president's approval. Democrats, 81%, independents, 44%, Republicans, 3%, and overall 42%. And this is before the winter months when our heating oil costs are going to go up. Come spring, I only fear this is just going to get worse.
I agree, and I think as you come back from the Thanksgiving holiday, all eyes will be on Senator Sinema and Senator Manchin as this new legislation works its way through of a massive tax and spend policy on the American people. But I think especially in West Virginia, because the reality is that this legislation is going to continue to crush the coal industry and fossil fuel industry, while at the same time taking American taxpayer dollars and subsidizing the acquisition of electric vehicles whose batteries are made in China. So you're taxing Americans, creating jobs in China. And the ones who probably are affected most are lower and middle income residents in West Virginia who are feeling the inflation. And yet this new bill also has this tax deduction for SALT, the state and local tax deduction for those making over $1 million. Over 67% of millionaires will get a tax break, those living in California and New York. So there's really nothing in this bill for voters of West Virginia to say, hey, I really want to see this pass, because in essence, you're killing jobs in West Virginia, creating jobs in China, and providing tax breaks to millionaires in New York and California who get none of that in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And so this bill already, polling shows that it's a 3-to-1 negative amongst people in West Virginia who are opposed to this bill. So I really think all eyes are going to turn to Senator Joe Manchin when we come back from this Thanksgiving break.
Critics on both sides are slamming President Biden's move to draw 50 million barrels of oil from the strategic reserve as part of an effort to bring down gas prices. Okay, that is the mission here. Analysts are saying that the move will benefit oil-rich foreign countries, which is kind of a problem. I want to put up a statement from Senator Joe Manchin on the Keystone Pipeline, for example. Historic inflation, taxes, and the lack of a comprehensive all-of-the-above energy policy pose a clear and present threat to Americans' economic and energy security that can no longer be ignored. I continue to call on President Biden to responsibly increase energy production here at home and to reverse course to allow the Keystone XL pipeline to be built. Mm-hmm. By reversing course and cutting supply here in the United States, I can't imagine a worse time in our history, quite frankly, to do such a move like that. If we were to reopen the Keystone pipeline, what would that mean to our wallets, do you think?
Well, Julie, Senator Manchin is exactly right here. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve was created in the 1970s during an oil crisis when we were so dependent upon Middle Eastern oil. During the Trump-Pence administration, America became a net exporter of energy for the first time in 75 years. But what the Biden administration has done is quickly to turn off and cancel pipelines and cancel new leases. So as you get higher demand, they're actually decreasing supply. And you actually heard Jen Psaki say a couple weeks ago at the White House podium that maybe this will encourage more Americans to turn to green energy. Almost like you're cheering for higher energy prices that's crushing middle America because you're trying to pursue a social agenda on green energy. And Joe Manchin is exactly right. At the same time, the Biden administration is allowing Nord Stream 2, the new pipeline for Russia. You're killing Keystone Pipeline America, and there are other pipelines that they're not permitting to allow to happen. So you're decreasing supply, not allowing new pipelines. That's why we have higher energy prices. The release of 50 million barrels is basically 2.5 days supply in America. We use about 20 million a day. 2.5 days, it's nothing.
No, it really is nothing. It's sad. And I don't know how people are supposed to afford electric cars, because that was actually one of the suggestions that they made. Oh, get an electric car. Okay, sure. $100,000 for an electric car so I can save on gas. That makes a brilliant sense. Anyway, Marc Short, thank you very much for coming on. Have a great weekend.
Julie, thanks. Thanks for having me.